Wonderful Christmas Time. It's just like the story is just him being like, the term chorus is generous. Another of the song's oddities, the structure. The first verse ends so abruptly, the wondrous Christmas time refrain feels like a festive assault on one's auditory nerve. This is just him writing.
Just getting angry at that one.
Just getting some shit off his chest.
Wow.
You actually made me feel better. Like you gave this song a second life in my brain because I inherited the belief that it was the worst Christmas song. And then you were like, it's not that bad. I was like, oh, maybe it's not that bad.
I love the fucking weird ass keyboards in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, someone was high in the studio. I was like,
I've never heard that synth part at the beginning. It's always, I guess, I associate it with coming into the middle of the song while I'm out holiday shopping, and it's like yeah.
This guy has a theory that the song is secretly about practicing witchcraft and faking a Christmas celebration every time somebody walks in. Because like it's like all weird and like trippy and vibey.
Oh, the spirits up like this kind.
Yeah. So it's simply.
You got a chicken. You're about to cut its head off. Simply having wonder. Put that fucking chicken away. All right.
There's something spooky about it. Is that just
Satan's
me?
Here. I think it probably hits everyone's brain differently. I mean, people always have hated this song. I've always heard that take forever. I just personally am always like, no, I don't know. I fuck with it.
I don't even hate it. It's just.
I think the thing is, I don't give a shit. Like, I think anyone who likes music, you're not offended by other people's dislike of a song because, like,
right.
You understand what talks to you about music. You're like, yeah, whatever. If it fucking angers
you,
but I guess that's the part I like. That's what I want to know is like specifically, like, let's drill down because I think it's different for every person. There are people who are like music snobs. Like, this is one of McCartney's worst songs, and I'm like, sure.
I think it's not so much Paul McCartney. It's like no one else can sing it without sounding like an asshole, and that's what it's.
The party's on.
It's not that part. It's the I don't even. That's the only part I know. That's the only part I know.
Yeah, and you know what? I have to kind of do this kind of physicality.
That's what there's a creepy, like, open-eyed, like, aspect to it. Like,
it feels like the Small World ride. Like that song, that song is just like never stops repeating.
Yes, that's exactly the nail on the head.
That's why it's good. Yeah. And that's why it's good. It feels like a satanic chant that never stops.
It's like robots going like this.
Yeah, it feels like a hell world of Christmas, like on fire. You know what I mean?
Welcome to Christmas hell world.
Yeah. It feels apocalyptic, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. I think you're right. All right, we're gonna spend most of the episode talking about this.
Tori, what do you think of that song?
It's terrible. I mean,
what?
It's.
What?
Yeah. Okay,
no.
I can tell you exactly why it's terrible for me.
This is what the whole episode is
contentious.
Yeah.
The Zeitgeist generally does not like this song. It was just a piece of received wisdom, like as I was growing up, that the worst Christmas song is the Paul McCartney one and the really shitty Do They Know It's Christmas? Yeah. So, but this one, I was just like, yeah, it's like weird. It doesn't really feel like Christmas, It's like got like synths and stuff. And then, as an adult man, I met somebody who opened my mind. Miles Gray was like, actually, I kind of fuck with the synths.
My name.
And I was like, oh yeah, like why? I don't need to hate this song. I'm gonna hear it all the time. Like, why not just appreciate that there is a Christmas song that has like synths that are clearly being played by people who just found out about synths and are just like, whoa, this is fucking crazy. Listen to this weird sound it makes. And yeah, so that's kind of my journey with this song.
Mm-hmm.
So JM has had a different journey. Mm-hmm. The hook of this story is that in 2021, there was a poll that found that Americans really, like, their least favorite Christmas songs are Santa Baby and I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. So basically any song about wanting to fuck Santa.
Which is the wrong take.
Yeah.
Everyone's horny for Santa. We all know that.
Yeah. Everyone's horny with Santa. Everyone's horny for Santa. It is like I think those have the same issue as the McCartney song. They are a tonal shift. Like, it's like you have these, like, you know, cheery sleigh bell, like, things that are just about, like, sitting by a fire, you know?
Yeah, White Christmas. Yeah.
And then there is these two songs that are, like, they sound different. Santa Baby, like, is audibly horny. Like, the vocals are, like, the voice of somebody who is, like, desperate to fuck pretty clearly. And then I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus is, like, a little... It's just like the way it's played in, like, the most popular one is like, I saw mom. It's like a child watching their mom about to get blown out a little bit, you know? And, like, that's just like a little, I can understand why people, like, pump the brakes on that and are like, maybe not that one. I also think those songs are fine. So really the whole Paul McCartney rant, I think, is in retribution for the UK this year naming Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You as the holiday song they don't want to hear ever again. That is just not, that's incorrect.
That's how wars start. The United Kingdom.
Not the first time they've been wrong.
Right.
They've been very wrong before. It just goes on the list.
They don't like our domination. Oh, interesting. Jealous of our global domination, are you, United Kingdom? It used to be you, we know. But now it's us.
We're not bitter.
Yeah. So then JM writes, which is especially galling considering that one of their countrymen recorded the actual worst Christmas song. I want you guys to know that JM never writes, like, never, like, puts opinion in his pieces. It's always just like news joke.
Right.
But he couldn't hold himself back this time.
Let him cook. Go
Let
on.
JM cook.
Mm-hmm.
Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmastime is just a goddamn nightmare of a recording, consistently ranking as one of people's least favorite Christmas songs, if not the very worst. And then he quotes an article by Esquire that says, this is the Beatles of terrible Christmas songs. It's a love song between a middle-aged man and the new Casio keyboard he got in his stocking.
Dude, that's scathing.
That is kind of scathing. I don't know. We went and watched the video, and the video at first seems like it was made by people who hadn't heard the song. Because, like, for a lot of it like the first maybe 40% of it looks like they're doing a pub song. There's people with, like, upright basses and, like, acoustic guitars, and, like, they're all just like, it sounds like they think this song is going to sound like a party, you know? And it does not. It sounds weird. It sounds like it's being recorded in the Phantom Zone, like from Superman, you know?
Sure,
like, it's just, it feels like it's being recorded in the void of space on a moon made of cocaine.
Absolutely. I think everyone brings their own thing into why it irks them. I grew up always hearing people be like, dude, this is the worst fucking song. It's the worst fucking song. But as a kid, like, whenever, I don't know, I always thought it was fine. Like, I was like, yeah, whatever. I like this synth, especially when it goes bang, 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 like that part. I'm like, yo, that's fucking art, baby.
Yeah.
That's art. Now Paul McCartney's doing something.
Let me just work a couple things out here real quick.
What if I just mash this chord a bunch? I think it's this part right here. All right, that's all we can do before we get sued.
Yes.
But I fuck with that heavy.
It does really have the energy. And it was like, as synths were being recorded, I think it came out in 79. And it feels like you're watching somebody like bing, bing, bing. Bunk, 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 bunk. Bing, 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 bunk, 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 bunk.
Shit,
and then, like, kind of get, like, a little used to it, like, and start, like, fucking with it. Like, you're hearing the synthesizer be invented on this song. Jam also says, how is it possible that a literal Beatle penned the crappiest Christmas song of all time? I will say there are plenty of songs in their catalog that are essentially children's songs. I think they're mostly written by Paul McCartney. And they're essentially like Obla Dee, Obla Da is like a pretty bad, like objectively like annoying song. Like I think it's been ranked on lists like that a lot.
Yeah, I'm fine not hearing it.
Like their music, a lot of his McCartney songs, like when my kids were in the I just like Christmas or I just like children's songs phase of their development, like when they're like 3, the like Paul McCartney songs fit right in there, like a lot of them at least.
Because they're already kids'
Garden, like
songs.
I don't know if that's written by that might be Ringo, but yeah, like they have like some kids boppy songs. So like that, I wouldn't say that it would be weird for them to have like a weird Christmas song that is kind of a lot of people think is annoying.
What's interesting about this song is people don't like it. Everyone hates it for their own reasons. I know people who don't like it because they deify Paul McCartney and they're like, This is so beneath Paul McCartney. Like, I don't even like to acknowledge that this is a fucking track he made because it's so fucking bad. Other people are like, it's annoying. It sounds stupid. We were listening to before, and I remember when Tori came on the Zoom call, I was like, let me just do a vibe check. I'm going to play the song and then just ask Tori, once you realize what's going on, go, Tori, what do you think of the song? And you said, and I said, save it for the recording. Tori, tell me about your experience with this song. Where are you at with Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmastime?
It's not that I hate it. It's just that I worked at the Gap for several years and they had their little Christmas music track that they would play from like Black Friday through New Year's Eve.
I worked in retail. I know about that. Yeah. When the soundtrack changes. Yeah.
It's like 2.5 hours long and I'm out there working like 8-9 hour shifts.
Right.
Multiple times a week. And it was just like, God, every single song on that track, I just don't like. And they were all like, it kind of sucked because they were all like secular songs. So like, I feel like now all I have left is like the like religious Christmas songs.
Yeah. Like Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
Which are all very problematic and like anti-Semitic. So I'm not really like, they're like, hey, we're stealing.
Because of frequency. You're like,
because of frequency. Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, okay, I don't love it.
This one has a frequency issue in that it says simply having a wonderful Christmas time 17 times. 17 fucking times.
But that's not how kids talk either, which I think is funny because it does have kind of like a kid's song feel to it, but then kids never say, I'm simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Like that's
simply having it has It's a Small World vibes.
That's what Justin was saying. Yeah. I'm asking producer Justin like why it's annoying to him, and he goes, it makes me think of I'm out doing Christmas shopping and it's always playing and I'm always just hearing the chorus and it's just like it's like simply having it's grating. The chorus was grating to him. And I get that because I physically have to move like a fucked up robot when I sing it because that's what it feels like. I can't just still have my neck still and be like simply I gotta be like simply having. It's got that energy.
Turn into an animatronic child.
Yeah,
simply having wonderful Christmas. Well, so somebody by the name of Ryan George on Twitter suggests that Paul McCartney's Wonderful Christmas Time is about friends practicing witchcraft, but then someone walks in and they have to suddenly play it cool. And so when you look at the lyrics, the moon is right. The spirit's up. We're here tonight. And that's enough. Simply having wonderful like that.
Yeah, so kids, what do you do? You're like light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Simply, the pizza rolls are ready. Simply, No, we're not trying to conjure Manon.
Yeah. The vibe definitely shifts and it like feels insistent in a way that even whoever is performing the song like doesn't really believe. Simply have like if I just say this enough, it'll all be over. And then the video, like, so at first it's like for a different song, but then it starts messing around with like what I guess the visual, industrial light magic equivalent of like, the synth. It's like very early shitty special effects where like white things start flying through the air.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It gets pretty cokey at a certain point.
Oh yeah. That's what I think that's the other thing I appreciate is like, this feels like Paul McCartney said, I don't give a fuck about any of y'all. Say, y'all don't like it, then Wings is over. Fuck y'all. Because this shit came out after the last Wings album. And also, Paul McCartney is like the only person listed as personnel on this track. So he did it all. Yeah. Vocals, keyboards, synthesizers, guitars, bass, drums, percussion, and jingle bells, all Paul McCartney. So it feels like he's like, you guys don't believe in me. Well, watch this shit. And then you get this track. It sounds like he makes around at least $400,000 a year from
the song.
Only. Yeah, a year.
For sure. But then, the video is just, the video feels like it's for, it looks like you're watching people kind of like, not a rager, but like having a pretty intense time at a Christmas party.
It seems like it was shot over the course of
it's like wrong energy.
2 nights where nobody slept in between the two, and everybody was just drinking and doing cocaine the whole time.
Yeah, and which is like, it's sort of fun to watch their weird, like it is kind of fun to like look back on people's like, oh, you were like tripping and this is what you came up with. Okay, but then the energy doesn't match the song, which feels to me pretty fucking chill.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh yeah, we're just like bopping along, right? Like animatronic children. And then you guys are like, there's a lot of blow. Like you probably spent at least as much on cocaine as you did on the video production.
Yeah.
And it shows.
100%.